Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. My name is Neil if you're new. Thanks for joining me today. Wow, a crazy weekend so far. We've seen 3 teams get eliminated. As I'm filming this, the last 2 games of the weekend, which happened today, have not been played yet. They've not started yet. It's currently 6:42 as I'm filming this, so it's going to be on pretty soon. I'm very pumped for it. I wanted to get this video earlier today. It's a little bit busy earlier today, cleaning up and stuff, and doing some adult errands and chores and whatnot. But coming at you just before the game starts, or as the first game starts, rather, probably by the time I get this uploaded. But let's talk some LA Kings and Edmonton Oilers. Let's look back in time just a little bit to see how this series went. Game 1, LA won 4-3. Game 2, Edmonton won 6-0. Game 3, Edmonton won 8-2. Game 4, LA won 4-0. Game 5, LA won 5-4 in overtime. Game 6, Edmonton won 4-2. And Game 7, Edmonton won 2-0. Let's break this series down by a couple notable things. I've got just a couple of things written here for each team, really. The first thing I want to mention is Jonathan Quick. Unbelievable. No offense to the rest of the LA roster or organization or even their fans, but if Jonathan Quick is not in net for this series, this is likely a 5-game series. I just can't see it going any more than 5 games without the unbelievable play of Jonathan Quick. He was just... I'm conflicted because he's not one of my favorite goalies in the NHL. He takes some fits sometimes, some tantrums, not so much recently, but there were a couple of years in a row there where he just... he'd be having a bad night, and then he'd just do some poor sport things, and just I don't want to see that. So he's not my favorite goalie, but he's probably be my favorite goalie to watch. That's why I have to remain objective, even though I don't like some of the things that he does. He is absolutely my favorite goalie to watch in the NHL. I love his play style. I love how athletic he is. He's just incredibly talented and great positionally as well. And even when he gets out of his position, he's able to recover so quickly. He's just a joy to watch, a true joy. So I loved seeing him in this series, and I'm obviously disappointed that we're not going to see him more. But, that's how the cookie crumbles. Next up, I thought the best player outside of Quick was Danault. So as a Canadiens fan, I was a little bit disappointed to see him go, but not at the same time because he wanted to leave. So for him to go to LA and have success, more success than the Canadiens did this year, is definitely good to see. And I thought he was the best player on the ice other than Quick. So phenomenal job actually by Danault. A couple more callouts. I thought Moore was great. Durzi was great, except for I can't remember if it was goal 1 or goal 2 in that last Game 7, where he thought the play was dead or whatever, but he just stood there and watched McDavid, I think it was the second goal, score. And that was really strange and frustrating. He just kind of gave up on the play, so that was disappointing. But overall, I love watching that kid play. Kopitar, I thought, was a little bit uneventful in the entire series. He didn't really do anything incredibly impactful, so that was a little bit disappointing to see. On Edmonton's side of the coin, we've got McDavid doing McDavid things, being the leader of the team offensively, and as a captain, he had an incredible amount of points compared to the rest of the team. He got all the big goals when it mattered the most late in the series. So it's McDavid. What are you gonna say? It's all positive things. Kane. So I want to talk a little bit about Vander Kane. So when this series started, or before it started rather, I did a preview video, and I said that I don't want him to be a liability. And there were some Edmonton Oilers fans who got really frustrated and actually angry and tried to insult me because I said that, because I have this big vendetta against Vander Kane. That's not it. It was an objective and very fair and factual comment. I said that he can be a liability, and he can. He had prior suspensions in, I think, two playoff series in the last 5 years, and one suspension in the preseason, I believe, for doing his antics and silly stuff on the ice. So me saying that he can be a liability isn't even an opinion. It's factual. And I'm so happy that he wasn't a liability in the series. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him be a calm and regular offensive threat like we know he can be, and not be that hothead. So I thought Evander Kane. Wow, I thought Evander Kane was great in this series. Next, Duncan Keith. There were a couple of shifts where I felt like, man, that's the true old school awesome Duncan Keith. But honestly, the majority of time I felt like, I don't know if you should be on the ice, man. Some really defensively poor decisions he's made in some big critical games. I think it was the overtime game where he made just a terrible decision in overtime, just a poor play. And then Mike Smith, I thought he was great in the last 2 games. That last game specifically, LA, that Game 7, LA had their chances, but it was almost all Edmonton. Edmonton was just rolling. They just had this aura around them, and you could just tell that they were going to win. Even from the first 10 minutes of the game, you could just feel it. And the fans were going crazy in the arena. They were so loud. The team was jacked up. They were relentless. If I could pick one word to describe Edmonton, it's relentless. And I'm so happy that they did add a little bit more depth into their lineup. Hyman, a couple other players, and some progression from their younger players as well, like Yamamoto. So it was great to see him progress a little bit. So they found resilience, which was, I think, the one big thing that they were missing. They were down in the series, and they came back to win 2 straight to eliminate the LA Kings. Now, I predicted the LA Kings to win this series. I'm happy that they almost did because of my prediction, but they were my dark horse. I really thought that they were not going to go out easy. I was predicting a fantastic Quick, which I'm happy that happened. It's Quick in the playoffs. It's amazing. But I'm so happy that Edmonton won because I was cheering for Edmonton. I picked LA, but I was cheering for Edmonton. So I'm happy that Edmonton won. I'm happy that they showed resilience. It's fantastic. It's exactly what Edmonton fans wanted. There's the Edmonton fans. Listen, Edmonton fans, I hear your criticism towards some of my comments in the past. I don't necessarily agree with them, but a lot of your comments, there's really 2 sides of the Edmonton Oilers fans. There's the objective ones who agree with me, are in a bad place because the Edmonton Oilers don't have depth and they want it, kind of like me. And then the other side is like, this team is awesome. What, are you crazy? You're an idiot. This team is amazing. We're going to win the cup next year. And they've been saying that on my videos for 5 years, and it never happens. And either way, you're in a bad spot. Team needs depth, and you agree. I'm crazy, and the team still can't get by the first round. And, both sets of fans have frustrations, even if this one's a little bit blind. But they move on. It's great. Edmonton moves on. Their opinion here is justified a little bit. And their opinion is justified because they wanted more depth. They got more depth. I wanted more depth from Edmonton. We got it. Maybe not as much as I wanted, but we got it. It showed in these playoffs. I love it. I love seeing them move on to the second round. I'm pumped. Like I'm legit very excited for the Oilers to move on to the second round. I'm super pumped actually. And if the Calgary Flames win tonight, well, you know what that means. It means potentially the best series in the last decade. Battle of Alberta. I like Dallas. I don't want to cheer against Dallas, but I want the Battle of Alberta so badly. Oh, I want it so badly. I would consider flying to Calgary probably to catch a game if Battle of Alberta happened. But anyways, we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. We'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. How do you think Edmonton did? How do you think LA did? What's LA got to do moving forward in the future? Or they just continue to grow? A little bit of a rebuild that they're doing. And how's Edmonton going to face off in the next series? It's two different play styles. They ran into a systematic team in LA. They could run into a systematic team in Dallas next round, or a bit of a hybrid team like Calgary. It's going to be exciting either way. So we'd love to hear from you. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to catch more hockey talk daily on this channel. And if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button. Hope you guys are enjoying lots of hockey this weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.